A system suddenly bound itself to me, demanding that I romance the male lead and the second male lead. I asked, as long as I conquer them, does the method matter? The system nodded. So, I turned around and installed a fake system from the system shop on both of them. The next second, both men received a notification. Dear host, you have successfully bound the romance the heroine system. Heroine affection reaches 100. Success. Heroine affection drops to -100. Failure. Failure results in immediate termination. Friendly reminder. If affection drops below 0, random punishments will be deployed. When the so-called romance system bound itself to me, I had just had a massive fight with my biological parents, stormed out, and was currently homeless on the streets. Just as I was figuring out where to sleep, a cold, mechanical voice rang out. Congratulations, host. You have successfully bound the romance system. A transparent screen popped up in front of me, scrolling through the profiles of two men. That's when I learned I was living in a romance novel about a guy realizing his love too late. I was the heroine. I was also the real daughter in a switched-at-birth plotline, who had been wandering the streets for 20 years. Because the plot had deviated, the system appeared, demanding I romance the male lead and the second male lead. The male lead, Julian Thorne, and the second male lead, River Thorne, were uncle and nephew. Both were very close to my fake sister, the girl who lived my life. On the day I returned to my biological family, they specifically came over to back her up, terrified that I, the country bumpkin, would bully their precious princess. Lying on a plush hotel bed, I grilled the system about every single rule, including the punishment for failure. The system was silent for a moment before dropping one word: termination, death. But if I succeeded, I could keep a cheat code item from the system shop. I had to complete the mission before the storyline ended. In the original story, the characters entangled themselves in love and hate for 5 years before reaching a happy ending. So, I had 5 years, or I die. I thought for a moment. So, the method doesn't matter, right? As long as I succeed? The system hummed a yes. I opened the system shop and searched for useful tools. System, I said, I need a loan. I'm buying something. Everything in the shop was priced in local currency, but my bank account was empty. A second later, a long string of zeros appeared in my balance. I bought a fake system. It didn't do much, just remote monitoring and messaging. I immediately bound the fake system to both men. Then I typed in the introductory message. Dear host, you have successfully bound the romance the heroine system. Heroine affection reaches 100. Success. Heroine affection drops to -100. Failure. Failure results in immediate termination. Friendly reminder. If affection drops below 0, random punishments will be deployed. Through the remote monitor, I watched Julian Thorne freeze. He looked like he had just gotten home and was changing. His dress shirt was half unbuttoned, revealing abs usually hidden under tailored suits. I cracked open a soda, leaned back on the couch, and stared at the screen. Julian was probably trying to figure out if he was hallucinating. I typed again. Host mission. Romance the heroine, Sarah Vance. Affection level 100 is considered success. Current heroine affection, 0. I debated what number to give him, but decided to mirror their affection for me. Julian and I had only met once, the day I returned to the family. 0 seemed fair. River Thorne, on the other hand, his affection for me was -50. He was clearly a black and white kind of guy. If you weren't his friend, you were his enemy. I switched to River's feed. He was shirtless, just out of the shower, a towel wrapped around his waist. He was towel drying his hair, looking confused. What the hell? After listening to the system repeat the rules, he muttered my name. Then he cursed. Romance? Screw that. Find someone else. I'm not doing it. I scrolled through the system shop and selected the electric shock punishment.